In addition to utilizing appropriate shoes and/or an orthotic for plantar fasciitis, it's also vitally important to incorporate stretching into your daily routine. Stretching allows for the leg to move forward on the ankle joint and not allow the foot to collapse. A lot of times people will stretch up against a wall or off the side of a curb, but that type of stretching brings this leg forward at the ankle joint, forces the arch to collapse, creating length on the plantar fascial ligament and recreating the injury. What we're going to demonstrate shortly is how to stretch seated and bringing the foot back and isolating our stretch to the musculature in the calf, hamstring, and lower back. We're going to demonstrate a couple of things that you can do at home to help assist you in resolving plantar fasciitis. It's real important when you have plantar fasciitis to stretch every day. It's going to be important for you to wear the appropriate shoes, and it's also going to be important to wear a splint, and we'll discuss all of those things with you. Right now we're going to demonstrate the appropriate stretching I want you to do. Most people that stretch the calf and Achilles tendon when they have plantar fasciitis do it in a way that actually can harm the plantar fascia. They'll do it by leaning up against a tree or a fence or a wall, or worse yet, they'll do it by stepping off the side of a curb or step. To make matters worse, if you're going to a health club and you're doing calf raise exercises, that only aggravates this condition. So I don't want you doing any of those things at all. Instead, I want you to do a non-weight-bearing yoga-style stretch that will address tightness in your low back, your hamstrings, and your calf. And in doing those things, we'll take the stress off this plantar fascial ligament and allow it to mend a lot more rapidly. Okay, so the sit-down stretch that I like to do is sitting like you are right now, knees locked straight, feet pulled back as much as you feel comfortable, and then taking your hands and walking your hand down your leg as far as you feel comfortable, grabbing your ankle, putting your chin on your chest, and holding that position for 1 minute. When you complete the 1 minute stretch, I want you to sit back up and rest for about 15 seconds. Then come back down, do a second stretch again with your foot pulled back, your knee locked straight, and try to go a little bit further down your foot or ankle the second time. Hold that position for 1 minute. And then again, rest for 15 seconds. I want you to do a series of 5 separate 1 minute stretches, each held for a minute with a 15-second rest in between. It's important to also remember to stretch this other leg as well so that we don't eliminate or neglect this side. Now I'd like to demonstrate the use of a night splint. Night splints are very effective at helping reduce some of the pain that you experience first thing in the morning or initial weight bearing after periods of rest. The pain that you experience in this ligament at those points in time are due to fluid accumulation in this ligament. If we can avoid that fluid accumulation, we can avoid much of that pain, and we can also avoid a lot of the injury that occurs when that fluid tries to find its way out of that ligament as you put weight on it. So not only is this important from a comfort standpoint when you initial weight bear, but it's also important to minimize the trauma that's occurring in this ligament. We like to use a night splint. There are a number of them available. They all work by helping prevent fluid accumulation in this ligament. The one I like to use is very simple to use and easy to live with. It consists of 2 parts. This part straps around the ankle, and you make this fairly snug. The second part is a stirrup that's elasticized. It's latex-free. You put this over a sock so as to prevent the Velcro from aggravating your skin. You just attach this to the outer side of the anklet. Bring this around and bring it up into the arch and connect it to the inside of this anklet. This should be snug but not overly tight. If it's uncomfortable, you need to loosen it. You can loosen it by simply taking the edge of this and dropping this down a little bit and repositioning this. We want you to wear this at the end of the day when you get ready to go to sleep, after you've done your stretching, after you've used your ice, and then you apply this splint. Again, wear this throughout the course of the night. In the morning, you take the splint off. I'll have you do some more stretching, and then we'll go ahead and let you get back into your shoes at bedside. Now, I'm going to show you an alternate way of stretching that can be used in people that have low back pain, herniated discs, where the standard sit-down stretch that we talked about before might aggravate low back pain. For this one, we're going to do a lay down, flat on your back stretch. So go ahead and lay down for me. Flat on your back, knees locked straight. We're going to use a strap. We like to use these straps, but you could use a towel if you would like. We're going to loop this around your foot here, about the ball of the foot, laying the leg down all the way, locking your knee straight and pulling your toes toward your nose. Once you have that position, I want you to raise your leg, keeping the leg straight, bringing the leg up as far as you feel comfortable, and then holding that position again for a minute. You'll feel the stretch on your low back and your hip, your hamstring, and your calf. You should not feel any tension on the heel. The muscles that we're trying to stretch that put stress on the plantar fascial ligament are the muscle groups in the calf and the hamstring and the low back. On a lot of us that are over the age of 35 or 40, a lot of us that are very active, these muscles tend to get tight and tend to stress the foot. We hold this position again for a minute and then slowly let the leg back down. That's perfect. Then we can switch to the other side. Leg straight, other knee straight. Bring this leg slowly up as far as you feel comfortable. Again, feeling that stretch on the low back, hip, hamstring, and calf. Holding that position for a minute and then slowly allowing the leg to come back down. It's important to do these stretches in the morning, in the evening, and after any exercise.